please welcome to the stage Diamond Melissa Christopher.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Okay, I know we're getting to the end of the day, but I have some really great stuff to go through with you today, and I am the perfect person to talk about in-person classes because, number one, I live in South Dakota, and number two, which y'all know kind of what's been going on there, right? And number two, the high 90% of my team is local to me, so this is something that I've built my entire business on, so I'm thrilled to talk with you about this today. But even though I've lived in South Dakota my whole life and through the last 18 months, we are not immune to what's going on in the world. And just under a year ago, I caught myself in a massive pity party. Anybody done that in the last 18 months? I was mad. So I am an Enneagram 8. Anybody else? Don't really like to be told what to do. Okay, so this has been a challenging season, and so I knew I needed to get back to in-person classes. It had been a few months lapse, and so I met with a group that was a working co-op. They were going to let me come in, teach classes. I was going to be able to work there, get away from my kids for a few hours a week, all of the things. And so I signed the contract, even paid the first month, get an email the next day. We're so sorry, Melissa. Everything that we went through, we're going to have to kind of backtrack on. You will have to wear masks. You can't have those people you were talking about. Classes are going to be super limited. And I was mad, right? So I had a 24-hour, 48-hour, it was probably longer than that, pity party for myself until I had this moment where I thought, I am a doTERRA diamond. I did not get to this position in my business by feeling bad and all the things. I did it by doing all the things that not everyone is willing to do. And I dug deep and I said, I'm going to figure this out. And I made a call to someone, he's a real estate agent in Sioux Falls, and I said, this is crazy, but what about leasing an office space where I could hold classes? Now there's a lot of requirements. I got to be able to diffuse. It's going to smell like oils 24/7. I can't have anyone telling me what to do, all those kind of things. And he's like, oh, I think I've got a place for you. And it was not the place that I was thinking it was going to be. But anyway, long story short, we ended up leasing this space and we transformed it into a place where I could start holding in-person classes. And so I've got some ideas for you about facing reality today and moving forward. And it might not be leasing an office space. It might be something completely different, but I hope that I can inspire you to move forward today. So here's that little space. This is the before and after. And I'm going to encourage you first, as you're getting back to movement in your business, to start small. And so we did this in this office space. We started doing back-to-back mini classes. So when the new products came out in January, we had a bunch of mini classes scheduled because I knew I couldn't do it the same way. I knew not everyone would be ready for that. So we had classes at 5 p.m. and then the same class at 6 p.m. and then the same class the next morning at 9 a.m. and the same class the next morning at 10 a.m. And we were able to break up the amount of people that were coming. People felt comfortable. I had already set up for the event. I already had everything prepped. It was no extra work for me, but it helped people feel comfortable. And so that's just an idea that I think is something that you really should consider. As soon as the slide changes, it's going to say, stay consistent. Ha! So stay consistent. Consistency is something that you can depend on, right? And that's what my team needed. So at the beginning of the year, we decided we are going to meet every month and we are going to plan out what we were going to do, and then we're going to stick to it. So I bring my leaders together, we talk about what we're going to commit to for a period of time, and then we don't change course until we know that it's not working. So this is how you launch to your team with energy and excitement. We've done this with I've Got My Oils Now What classes. We've done this with Why We Cleanse classes. So many things, but we were able to come together and agree that this is what we wanted to do together, and that's made all the difference. Also, bring the value. Here's the deal, you guys. Is this event that you're planning worth your customers' time? Really, we have to think about this. Likely, they're saying no to 1 to 2 other events to come to yours. So why should they do that? What are you offering? So when I'm looking at an event, if you would say, hey, Melissa, this is what I'm planning, do you think there's value? I would say, are there oil bottles open? Are they saying things like, oh, got to put that on my order next month, or I need to place another LRP this month, don't I? Are their wish lists growing, and are there hands-on actionable steps that they're actually doing at your classes? Your in-person events should not look like a Zoom class, y'all. If you think about your event, you think, I could have done this on Zoom. It wasn't a value-packed class, and so do the things that you can't do online. That's the value for them being there. And then find the fun. Y'all are fun, right? Are you fun? Do you feel like the last 18 months has kind of like stolen your fun a little bit? We need to find our fun, okay? And our fun might be charcuterie boards. For me, that is my fun. Anybody else like to do charcuterie? So this is an event that we did for our Silver Plus in my office space. We did flowers. I brought in an esthetician to do facials. We did food. And it helped remind them how much they love this business. And they leave saying, I've got to get back in. And it's all because it's surrounded in fun. So consider what makes an event something that you want to show up for. Why do y'all love convention? Because it's fun. Think about all the effort doTERRA goes in to make it fun and interactive. That's what you want to do with your classes. And then finally, focus on the few. Not everyone is ready to move forward. That's okay. That's okay. Find the ones that are and focus on them. Find their circles. So there's normally an advanced medicine conference that's held in the Carolinas. Guess where they held it this year? South Dakota, of course, right? They held it in South Dakota, so it was an opportunity for me to step into a network in a niche that I'd never been in before, and we enrolled 12 people over the course of a couple of days because they were hungry for what we had. That means that I was able to expand my network, and I'm able to capitalize on the slowdown of other groups, okay? If we look around and see everyone slowing down, that means we need to speed up, and I want you to think about this. It's these moments that you prove what you do really matters. Do you actually have tools that are natural solutions to our environment right now? So this group has the tools. Do you guys have the tools? Okay, so y'all have the tools for the people in this season. You have to prove that, and you can't just stop because others do. So here's what I'm going to leave you with. If someone else is doing it, it can be done. I want to read this quote for you. It's from John Maxwell. His book on leadership is amazing. It's what I finished this spring, and it's really been the catalyst to my energy moving forward. He says, what sets great leaders apart from all other leaders is this. Y'all writing this down, right? They act before others, and they do more than others. Great leaders face their uncertainty and doubt, and they move through it to pave the way for others. So I have a health mentor. His name is Dr. Charles Majors, and he was diagnosed with stage 4 terminal brain cancer. And I'll never forget when he explained what in that moment, what he chose to do. He said, whenever you get a diagnosis like that, what do? You start Googling it, right? And you figure out all the things that are going to go wrong and all the ways that you're going to die and how terrible it is. And he said, I wasn't going to do that. I got online because I wanted to find the one person that beat the diagnosis that I had. Because he knew if there was even just one person that had beat his diagnosis, that he could live, that he could do it too. And you know what? He did. He ended up reversing his entire cancer. No drugs, no chemo, no anything like that. Because he decided that he could do it if someone else had done it. And so I want you to be innovative in the same way that you teach your customers to be innovative. You tell them to find natural solutions in their health. It's time to find a solution in your business to get moving forward. So try something. And if it's not working, then be brave to change it. But lean in and watch those who are making it work, who are seeing growth in this season. If someone is doing it, you can do it. The world needs y'all. Your customers need you. Your family needs you. Let's get back to work, okay? Thank you.